Hello everybody, guess what I am today? I'm in Chinatown. We love Chinatown, right? But this video is not about Chinatown, it's about the top lies about Singapore that you have heard. So the first one will be Singapore is very boring. People say this, but you know we have our own nightlife at Clarke Quay and Boat Quay as well. There's Orchard, Joo Chiat and some of the CBD area. There are lots of bars and pubs, and also we have a lot of greenery. Um, like the Bukit Timah Hill and then Sungei Buloh Nature Reserve and so much more. We have the night safari with the zoo, and then like the Little India, right? You can experience the Indian heritage culture. Well, you can wear the sari, you can try the turban, and then try the street food, which is a lot, mainly quite oily and fried stuff, like the dari puri, a kind of little ball with sour stuff inside, and second one will be like roti prata, a fried kind of like a pancake, and then you can add toppings to it. Maybe you can curry, you can chicken, you have the pork and other kinds of meat, or it can be a plain prata or just egg prata, prata with egg. So Gardens by the Bay, just going there to tour the whole tour can take up to one whole day. And Esplanade, right, it hosts thousands of events, arts festival every single year. And now at the Chinatown, there's lots of stuff to do, from experiencing the Chinatown Chinese heritage, China food, and also buying some ice cream, watching this Malayan. And that street is Chinatown Night Street. I did a video, you can check my channel. Well, there's also Chinatown Food Center, this block and that one. Wow, that's what I'll do. So if you say that Singapore is boring, it's not possible. It's impossible and it's not true. There's always a new thing to do in the neighborhood, new food to try and new places to explore. Well, the second myth of Singapore I heard is that the second lie, it will be like Singapore is super expensive. We have no money, please don't come. Well, this is not exactly true. It depends on your budget for your Singapore holiday tour. If you want to stay in five-star hotel in the Marina Bay Sands, or you want to like eat at restaurants every time, rooftop bar, then of course that'll be expensive, right? It will cost thousands of dollars just for a 3 day 2 night trip. But if you can budget, Singapore has this thing called hawker center where a lot of leisure street food group together in one small area. For example, we have our chicken rice, Michelin chicken rice. Michelin is an award given to outstanding hawkers for their quality of food. So some hawkers that won Michelin awards for consecutive years, like 2021 until 2026, that's 6 years, right? And you can get a plate of chicken rice for $5. Michelin some more. Sometimes if lucky, you can get a combo drink as well. Last Doma, same thing. The street food of Singapore, there are so many. So if you take the hawker center, eat at hawker center and take the public transport like our metro MRT, which costs from $1 to $2 the maximum, and then the bus also, you can get from one end of the island to another end of the island. It's just like less than 1 hour. So it's insanely cheap, I would say. And if you stay in the capsule dorms, that means it's like a spaceship, it cover you when you're sleeping. Some people call it a coffin, but touch wood, it's not a coffin, it's actually a cute space capsule. Then it costs you about 30 to 40 Singapore dollars a night for one person. There's also a double capsule bed that costs about 50 to $60. And if you're earning for like single room bed or double bed in a decent hotel, 2-3 star hotel, then that can cost you anything from $150 onwards. If a 2-star hotel, then about $100. So it depends on your budget, you see, actually, right? And in Singapore, we have a lot of free museums and parks, public parks you can explore. Well, the third insane thing I heard about Singapore is not true is that Singapore has no culture. Now, when it comes to Singapore, you can experience multicultural stuff, like we have the Buddha Red Temple, Sri Mariamman Indian Temple, we have Chulia Mosque, the Muslim one, and I believe there's a church nearby. Also in Singapore, we speak four main languages, firstly English, then Chinese, Malay, and Tamil. But not everyone knows how to speak Malay and Tamil, it depends. But everyone knows how to speak English, and not everyone know how to speak Chinese. Of course, the Chinese in Singapore, they know how to speak Chinese and English. The Malay, they know how to speak English, Chinese, and the Melayu, that's their official language. But the Chinese cannot speak Tamil, most of them. Chinese in Singapore can speak a little bit of Malay. It all depends. So, multicultural, and then Haji Lane, right, at the Bugis area, you can experience the Muslim Malay culture, Kampong Glam, and can buy their sarongs. It's a kind of cloth wrapped around the body for females, and then lots of stuff. There's even a special cap for the Muslim males. And you can extend the mosque. There's a Sultan Mosque, very popular. There's also a Kampong Glam Malay community over there. And then I heard about if you do something illegal in Singapore, you can fine or jail. This is not true. Let's say for not flushing after you use the toilet, true, it's illegal. But will you get you like being thrown in the jail? It won't. The most you get a fine. And then chewing gum, right? Chewing gum is banned for sale, but it's okay for personal consumption. The laws in Singapore are to protect. Singapore is not has a 24-hour camera to judge citizens and make citizens feel in fear. Imagine Singapore is okay, it's legal for littering. Then what happened to this clean and green city, right? Everyone or most people will litter and then it become a very unclean city. Look at Chinatown right now, not even a piece of tissue paper. And this is the result of our good government efforts, man. So the next lie I heard about is like Singapore is just a stop for like city transit to go to like countries like Bangkok or Bali. But it's not true. To explore Singapore for the first trip, thoroughly you need at least 5 to 7 days. Like our Sentosa, you can actually use 2 days to explore. It has a lot of things there. Universal Studio, the Oceanarium, Sentosa. You can also play the Skyline Luge, the car, the racing car, and then yeah, it's so fun there. And then the new bungee jump if you're into that. And also, Singapore Zoo and Night Safari, you take one whole day as well as the River Wonders. You can't say that actually it's a stopover destination just to catch your flight to a next destination. Well, we also have Pulau Ubin in the east side of Singapore. Pulau Ubin near Changi Airport. But over there is the island paradise by itself. You can rent bicycles, you visit the Tua Pek Kong temple, and then pick up some durians. If you're lucky, you can eat the durians for free. But you take a boat from the Changi Jetty. It's not walkable from any part, except you may take a boat there first, and then you can explore the island by yourself and pray it's not raining. And then we have the nature reserve like Mount Faber Walk, Fort Canning. All this you can hike and go for a walk. It take half a day, man. So if you say Singapore is just a stop for city transit, it's not true. It's a lie. Okay, I also heard of people saying Singapore food is bland and not delicious, not yummy. Well, this can be the furthest from the truth. Singapore is named as one of the greatest food destinations in the whole world. Let me just name a few street food. There's a laksa, which is spicy coconut noodle soup. We have our chili crab, which is our national treasure dish. We have a Hainanese chicken rice, and also our roti prata has our nasi lemak, char kway teow, yong tau hu, mala. Okay, mala is from China. Okay, so like wonton mee, char siu mee, all these, and the wok hei, hor fun, Hokkien mee. There's so much. The fishball noodle, the yuan mian, and also our dessert cheng teng, ice kacang, chendol. It's insane, man. You just need to go and try. As I told you earlier, there's this thing called hawker center in Singapore. You won't be bored of one dish. You can change every day, every meal. You take a different dish. Seriously. So every meal is different. It's not just good. It's not the best in the whole world. So come and try out. The next lie I heard about is Singapore is very hot. So hot that you cannot enjoy anything. Okay, before that, I just tell you the temperature is about 28 to 33 degrees Celsius. You can feel the humidity once you step out on the streets on the first day of your tour in Singapore. It may feel intense. You can sweat, and then you feel thirsty. But not to worry, they are drinking water so everywhere, and you can also bring your own water bottle as well as umbrella. As well as put on some sunblock within like days. Your body can get used to it. But if you're on a short trip, then you still feel very hot. Let's say you come to Singapore for 4 days, 3 nights, or 3 days, 2 nights. If you stay in Singapore, then of course your body, of course, will get used to it. And now it's like 5, now it's 6 p.m. It's not hot at all. Now it's very nice, a little breeze right here. And also, every indoor space have their own aircon. For example, in the shopping indoor malls and some of the exhibition events like Singapore Expo, Suntec City. Well, it's only a matter of whether the aircon is strong or not strong. Some are too strong that it's freezing, you need to put on a jacket. Some are not strong that you have to like use a portable fan. I've also heard of people saying Singaporeans are unfriendly and rude. This is wrong. Because as a local Singaporean, just tell you, if anyone asks me for help, if I can help, I will help. But it's not within my means, I cannot help, then sorry. People ask me for directions. If I know direction, I'll tell them truthfully. I will not just hunt them and say left instead of right, right instead of left, right instead of back. So If we don't know, we just answer we don't know. But Singaporeans have this mentality of like they are too reserved. I mean don't really open up to strangers and check how are you today, how's your day, on the streets or MRT. You know, they just do their own business. In other words, mind your own business, and it's not in their culture to just talk to strangers. But it doesn't mean they are rude. It's different thing. Unfriendly and rude are different things. Sometimes you see like in the metro MRT station, Singaporeans look very serious, right? They just look at their handphone and then sometimes they sleep. Maybe they are too stressed from their work and they are tired. They don't enough sleep. Doesn't mean they are unfriendly. But the last one I heard is quite funny. Singapore has no history. So this is instantly false because you know Singapore became independent nation country in 1965 and now it's a 51 years old. Next month is celebrated National Day and 9th of August. So, but the island has been an important port long before Sir Samuel Raffles arrived in 1819. It has a lot of history, has its own passport, currency, street food, and then the own set of laws and government. So you can't say they have no history. And what's moreover, there's a World War II last time, Japanese occupation, 1942, 1945, lots of events happened. That's another history, right? But what's so remarkable about this island is that it became from third world country to first world country in just one single generation. You know, the most important thing is the economy is so bustling, the finance economy. Lots of banks they actually sell their branches here, and the currency is also very strong. Like it's 1:3 to Malaysia ringgit and 1:20,000 for Vietnam, and then lots are 1:5 to for China renminbi and so on. So I hope that this debunks some of the lies that you heard about Singapore. If you heard someone say that Singapore is boring, there's three things happening. Number one, they've not been to Singapore, so they just tell you Singapore is boring. Number two, they have not experienced enough of the country to tell you. They just generalize or just generalize or some assume just on one bad experience. For example, they try laksa and they say laksa not nice. It's just to him only or her, but 99% of the population think it's good, right? And same for durians. So if you guys enjoy, if you enjoy, you like, share, and subscribe so more you can find the video. Thanks very much. I'll see you guys next video and take care everyone. By the way, if you have been to Singapore, if you heard any other lies, just drop me in a comment. I will do my best to reply you and bye bye.